This regularly scheduled meeting of the Glendora Unified School District Board of Education back into order at 7:09 p.m. Please let the record reflect that all board members are present. We're going to throw it over to Gwen, our school board or our student representative, for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Please stand. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There was no action taken in closed session this evening. I would like to, next we're going to adopt the agenda, but I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda by moving item 6.1 of the discussion action item up to, let's call it 3.11. It would be the public hearing as far as our personnel commission is concerned, and then the discussion action item, of that public hearing immediately after it, rather than separating it with additional oral reports, staff presentation, and discussion action items. So may I please, or I'm making the motion.
Second.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, Tracy, is we're gonna take item 6.1.
Are you using the agenda that I left for you or the?
Oh, beg your pardon, item 5.1.
Thank you.
I operate with 4 different sets of agendas, everyone, so I beg your pardon. Item 5.1, up to number 3.11 for lack of a better description. Okay, so I make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The amended agenda has been adopted. It's alliterative. Okay, welcome. We're happy to have you all here this evening. It's always really nice to have a full boardroom, especially of students and smiling faces here. So welcome. We're really happy to have you all. We're going to move right to you. We're going to go right to our Red Ribbon Week poster winners, our board recognition, and I'm going to ask Mrs. Kent to come up to the podium here. And then, Mr. Osborne, did you want to say a few words?
About this?
Yes?
No,
Okay, Mrs. Kent, please come right up.
Are you sure? Last chance. Okay. Hello, my name is Daniela Castro-Kent, and I'm in charge of our Red Ribbon Week activities. It is a tongue twister, that one. GUSD observes Red Ribbon Week each year to educate students about the importance of making healthy choices and pledging against the use of drugs. Today we recognize these stellar artists who went beyond the scope of pledging to be drug-free during Red Ribbon Week and made their own artistic representation of the theme, Be Kind to Your Mind, Live Drug-Free. These students I'm about to present created these outstanding posters, standing out amongst their peers with artistic ability and positive promotion of thought. Join me in congratulating the following students from each grade level. Thank you for going above and beyond and sharing your talent with us this year. Please line up to accept your certificate and we will take a photo at the end together. And thank you for your assistance. From TK, we have Panayoti Sianos. From, come over here, buddy. Yeah, there you go.
You're going to be the leader, the line leader, right there.
Perfect, stay right there. From kindergarten, we have Micaiah Quatch.
Oh my gosh.
We have a very talented family, yes.
Okay, Micaiah, come on. Go start. Congratulations. Hey, can you go stand right next to your friend? Thank you.
From second grade, we have Benjamin Navarro. We skipped second, so we're going third. Benjamin Navarro. All right.
Sorry, Benjamin, here you go, buddy. Congratulations. Go stand with your friends over here. Thanks.
From third grade, this one should be right after, McCaden Quatch.
Congratulations. Well done.
From fourth grade, we have Madison Navarro.
Congratulations. You look so nice.
And I love the color, celebrating Red Ribbon Week. Perfect. From fifth grade, we have Dylan Prakash. Sixth grade, we have Hannah Vu. Seventh grade, Mackenzie Quatch.
Congratulations.
Eighth grade, Lorelei Mackenzie. Ninth grade, we're skipping ninth grade, and 10th, we have 11th grade, Paola Casas. Woo! Oh, you can bring the poster up, yeah.
Yeah, bring it up. Let me see.
And then if we can line up for a picture after she receives that.
That is awesome.
I know.
There you go. Congratulations. Here you go.
Let's give them all a round of applause.
For the picture. I'm sorry. Come on over. We're gonna
Come
have
right
the
over
younger-
this way.
Yeah, come up this way. Come on, it's okay. Come on, this way. The younger ones
right
here.
here. Right in the front. Perfect. Come over to me. Perfect.
Okay, right here. Right here. Yep, we're gonna take pictures. Stand right here, right next to your friend. Come on. Yep. Good.
Right.
Okay, then you guys are gonna come in and form the
Next
second
line.
right behind.
Dylan, you can come over here. Perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Oh no, Mrs. K, you have to be in the
Oh,
picture
oh.
too. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Good job. Great job, you guys. Thank you all for being here tonight and for your creative efforts in promoting healthy lifestyles and saying no to drugs and being kind to yourself. You all are welcome to stay here and watch this meeting. It's really very interesting. But should you like to go home and maybe have some dinner or do your homework, now would be a great time. I'll give a couple of minutes here to allow people to come or go. Thank you very much.
Moving up. My notes.
We welcome our government students. We're happy to have you.
The ones that want to be front row and the ones that want to be.
I'm not gonna call on you in the back if you wanna move forward. I might. Okay, all right. We are gonna move right along to, item 3.9, public comment. Speakers may address the Board of Education on non-agenda and agenda items. Board policy requires that public presentations to the board comply with the procedures on the agenda. I've got two comment cards this evening. Mr. Barron will go first and Ms. Kennedy second.
I have some handouts for you to reference in the future. Okay. So good evening, Board of Trustees and Dr. DeGrazia. Thank you for this opportunity to share some information with you. A little history of gender ideology in the hope that you will take time to read the 7.5-page Imprimis article I have provided to each of you, titled Inside the Transgender Empire. In the late 1980s, a group of academics established the disciplines of queer theory and transgender studies. These academics believed gender to be a social construct, and they denounced the traditional categories of men and women as a false binary that was conceived to support the system of heteronormativity. Anybody not know what that is? I think everybody knows what that is. In other words, the white male heterosexual power structure. This system, they argue, had to be ruthlessly deconstructed, and the best way to achieve this was to promote transgenderism. So it wasn't to help children, it was to deconstruct existing civilization. But to accomplish a political end, that was the objective, not to help children. If men can become women and women become men, they believe the natural structure of creation could be toppled. Transgenderism at its core strives to destroy the nuclear family, divide parents from children. I'm so glad that this anti-drug thing, I had to think to myself, yes, no drugs, except if you want to be transgender and everybody gets affirmed. Then you can take drugs. So, I know some of you will kind of think, hey, we've heard this before, not valid. And so for you, I want to give you a little gift. The 10 articles of transgender faith, it comes from a book that I think I gave to some of you. Number 1, behold gender identity. It liberated you from oppression, from the harsh constraints of biology. 2, gender identity is sacred. Thou shalt not question it. Thou shalt not turn away from it to hard science, for gender identity is jealous and cannot tolerate the scientific method. Remember gender identity to keep it holy. Behold, it is both fixed and fluid, healthy and needing drugs and surgeries. Do not admit to the contradictions. Thou shalt consider male and female arbitrary assignments. Thou shalt deny their establishment at conception. Thou shalt affirm all gender identities with all your heart and all your soul, so that you will be an ally and keep your livelihood. 6, do not misgender. 7, do not dead name. 8, thou shalt not explore anxiety, ADHD, trauma, or autism. Thou shalt always invoke the minority stress model. Questions are an abomination. Thou shalt therefore scorn psychotherapy and place your trust in a number of things that people use when they start down that transgender pathway. Thank you very much. I hope you will read those articles.
Thank you, Mr. Barron. Ms. Kennedy, please.
Hi, good evening, you all. My name's Jennifer Kennedy. I'm an attorney. We've met before. I'm in Pasadena. Welcome to what I'm going to call the Gender Series at Glendora Unified. It's quiet tonight, in the room, isn't it? Really super quiet. All the activists are gone. All the calls of blood on your hands, etc., are gone. But the elephant in the room remains. And the elephant in the room is that in this district, children are still going to be asked for their pronouns at the beginning of the year. Children are still going to be asking to be identified publicly as the opposite sex on campus, and the adults in this district are still going to enable it and affirm it and do that, and they are still going to intentionally conceal that critical behavioral information from those children's parents. That's the policy of this district. Now, it's currently the policy, and you reaffirmed it several weeks ago, which I find this astonishing. I find it appalling and disturbing. I find it very interesting also that the women on the board are the ones who were willing to cede parental rights to a group of other people to decide that it's okay for strangers to think to themselves about what is okay to tell a parent or not. I found that really interesting. So it's so appalling and disturbing. I thought to myself, I cannot believe this is coming from an intentional place of wanting to lie to parents. I don't want to believe that. I believe it comes from a willful and reckless ignorance of the issue of what is transgender. So we're going to start at the beginning. And transgender does not mean gay. The transgender activists will tell you, in fact, that being transgender doesn't lock you into any particular sexuality at all. The words gay and lesbian have very specific meanings. Transgender, it's fluid. It changes. It's mental. It's how you feel. The DSM tells us what transgenderism is. It tells us that it's a self-loathing of one's biological sex. It is a revulsion of sex characteristics and a wish to be rid of them. If this doesn't sound like mental distress to you that should be brought to the attention of parents, I don't know what would. So I would like you to continue educating yourselves, and I brought a couple of resources. Number one, and this will be great for the parents at home, a book called Irreversible Damage by Abigail Schreier, subtitled The Transgender Craze Seducing Our Daughters. Here's another book, Lost in Trans Nation, a child psychiatrist's guide out of the madness. There are many, many other books and resources I would like this board to read, because I don't think you've read any of them, and you don't know anything about the dangers of children on campus attempting to socially transition and having random stranger adults help them to do that. It's a wrong way to go, and we're going to learn a little bit more about this in the weeks to come. Thank you.
Those are all the public comment cards I have for this evening. We're going to move along to item 3.10, public hearing. The intention of the Board of Education to appoint Todd Fagan as its representative on the Personnel Commission to begin December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2026. I gotta bang the gavel for Robin's sake. The public hearing is now open at 7:26 for the intention of the Board of Education to appoint Todd Fagan as its representative on the Personnel Commission to begin December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2026. Are there any public comments regarding this hearing?
None.
Come on, government students. Okay. Any comments from members of the Board of Education? Go ahead.
I would just like to say that I believe it was part of our responsibility jointly to hold the interviews along with some executives in the board. I believe that we floated this out there to the community. There were several very qualified people, including a very qualified incumbent person. It was a very great open process, and the board came to a unanimous decision as a result of it. And I just wanted to thank the staff and the superintendent for doing this transparent process. And I believe we came to the right decision.
I concur. Anybody else? Okay. The public hearing is now closed at 7:27. So now we'll move on to the discussion action item related to this public hearing. Approve the appointment of Todd Fagan as a representative to the Personnel Commission with a term beginning December 1st, 2023 to November 30th, 2026. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Now, Mr. Osborne, now is when you wanted to say something before you invited somebody up.
I would love to say a few
Okay.
words. It's a great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Todd Fagan as our new board appointee to the Personnel Commission. After a thorough interview process, Mr. Fagan stood out as the ideal candidate thanks to his impressive background, which includes over 30 years of hiring and recruiting experience, in addition to a depth of knowledge around the merit systems, in addition to strong connections here within our community of Glendora. Mr. Fagan is set to begin his new role, as you know, in December, and I really look forward to working alongside him and the other commissioners. At this juncture, I'd also like to express our collective gratitude to Ms. Melinda Delwicious for her dedicated service to the Personnel Commission. Her contributions to the PC have been instrumental in shaping the direction and success of the commission. We look forward to honoring her at our PC meeting tomorrow, and then in the future, one of our board meetings as well. Finally, I'd like to invite Mr. Todd Fagan up to the podium just to say a few words. Welcome, Todd.
Evening, school board members, superintendent. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Just really appreciate coming on board. I'm looking forward to providing some value to the Personnel Commission in any way that I can. And give me a call anytime if you need anything. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fagan. We're going to move right along to our oral reports. Item 4.1, Student Board Member Report. I'm going to hand it over to Gwen, please.
Thank you. Starting off with Cullen Elementary School. October was a very busy month at Cullen. Between Walk to School Today, assemblies, Red Ribbon Week, and Halloween, there's been a lot going on. We had a planetaria assembly that came to our school site. Each grade level was able to go into the planetarium and learn about our solar system. The timing of this couldn't have been more perfect, as it was a few days before the solar eclipse. Red Ribbon Week was fabulous, and students participated in fun Spirit Week activities. We had a visit from the Glendora and Arcadia police departments. They showed the students a SWAT vehicle and 2 dogs from the Arcadia PD. PTA hosted a trunk or treat, and we had a huge turnout. Families were then invited to stay and enjoy dinner and watch Casper out on the lawn. It was a wonderful family event, and a number of teachers attended as well. From Stanton Elementary, October and November have been exciting months for us at Stanton. During October, we focused on our character strong trait, responsibility, which correlated well with Red Ribbon Week activities, to include a music note troop assembly for 4th and 5th graders, all-school yoga, and healthy eating choices for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. At the end of the month, we celebrated Halloween festivities, such as the annual costume parade and after-school trick-or-treating. November's character strong trait is gratitude. We have so much to be thankful for. Students and staff participated in the Glendora Coordinating Council annual canned food drive to support families in need for Thanksgiving. We look forward to PTA's Donuts with Grown-Ups on the 17th, Parent-Teacher Conference Week, and celebrating our students' academic achievements and character awards on the 17th. From Sutherland Elementary, October was a jam-packed month with fun events and activities. We recognized our students during our monthly Student of the Month award. We were also excited to award 5 students with certificates for reclassification. Our big fundraiser, the Move-a-thon, was a big success. We thank our PTA for their amazing work and collaboration in putting together this year's Mario-themed event. Sutherland met and exceeded our goal of $40,000. October ended with our annual costume parade, and this year we had the opportunity to host our MOCA visitors for a brief tour of the school. November will also be a busy and bustling month. Our Donuts with Dear Ones early in the month was very well attended by students and their special guests. Thank you again to our PTA, who always go above and beyond to create the best experiences for our community. Sutherland hosted the first DLI parent information meeting. Dr. DeGrazia, Dr. Prince, Dr. Naharo, and Ms. King presented on the benefits of dual language programs and gave an overview of what Sutherland's kindergarten program will look like next school year. Teachers have been gearing up for our first trimester parent-teacher conferences, which are coming up. PTA will also host a scholastic book fair during this week. We look forward to having our families on campus to hear the great progress and achievements their students have made this trimester. From Sandburg Middle School, October has been a very busy and exciting month for Spartans. ASB hosted our traditional harvest dance and a haunted house on October 27th, and both were spooktacular. More than 90% of our students participated, and everyone agreed the haunted house experience did not disappoint, as students lined up again and again. We thoroughly enjoyed our short visit with our friends from Nakamura Junior High School. Did I say that right? Okay. Host families generously gave their time and resources to provide meaningful experiences for our students, and the adult chaperones enjoyed touring Angel Stadium, Newport Harbor, and Universal Studios. We are thankful for our amazing Nakamura coordinator, Trisha Curtis, for her time and dedication in planning activities for our students and adult guests. We are now beginning to plan our trip for Japan in July 2024. We are highlighting the character trait of gratitude this month as we prepare for Thanksgiving break. We kicked off the giving season by collecting canned goods and other food in partnership with the Glendora Coordinating Council. We are thankful to be able to participate in providing resources for families in our communities during this holiday season. Lastly, from Glendora High School. Glendora High School is excited to celebrate Gratitude Week this week with activities aimed at helping students express their gratitude. Congratulations to our drama department for their 3-day performance of Amelie. This musical was a combined effort by Mr. Steffens and Mr. Davis and was a tremendous hit. Great job to all our actors and stage crew who were part of the successful show. Fall sports are wrapping up with the successful CIF runs, football and water polo. Congratulations to those athletes for our winter sports and to our winter sports athletes. October and early November have been very successful here on Glendora High School campus. Homecoming season was a great example of community in action, with the combined help of students, staff, and parents. GHS Tartans enjoyed watching performances from our students in band, pageantry, cheer, choir, and drama during our assembly. There was even a special staff performance, as well as the crowning of our homecoming king, Garrett Dykstra. Later that same day was our hometown homecoming parade, where we had 38 entries, and our class float challenge was in full force, with the juniors winning this year. Then that night was our homecoming Friday night football game against South Hills High School. Tartans had a challenging matchup, but were able to come out victorious within the last quarter of the game, the final score being 38-34. During halftime, students, staff, and parents watched the crowning of our homecoming queen, Riley Anderson. On behalf of GHS, we would like to congratulate our homecoming king and queen for the 2023-2024 school year, Garrett Dykstra and Riley Anderson. They are wonderful representatives of what we want our school to be known for. Last but not least, last Saturday marked our highly anticipated homecoming dance. 1,472 students had the chance to enjoy the happiest place on earth, right here on our campus as a Disneyland-themed event. All while being able to indulge in popular treats sold within the park for free. Churros, soft pretzels, Dole Whip, and even supersized pickles. Whether it was dancing to music, singing karaoke, rocking out in the silent disco headphones, or taking pictures, Tartans got the chance to make forever lasting memories on this fun-filled night. Seniors had a great opportunity to gain a head start to their future with the help of the on-the-spot admission day. Universities such as California Baptist, Laverne, Azusa Pacific, and Grand Canyon were represented. Last but not least, we would like to congratulate our orchestra department for their amazing performances, as well as the successful launch of the Glendora High School's SSEP Mission 17 experiment. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to move on to comments from members of the Board of Education, and I'm going to go first. I really want to start my comments, or actually the majority of my comments, to thank Mrs. Tracy Vicar. For those of you who don't know, Mrs. Vicar has accepted a wonderful opportunity to move to a different school district. And while I certainly wish her well, I personally am going to miss her very much. Her hard work and innovative ideas have brought some amazing realizations to our school district in the time that she's been here. I, as the board member that sits on the San Gabriel Valley ROP. I've had the pleasure of working with her in that side sort of role. She's been an enormous asset to their finance committee as they were trying to figure out how to develop a funding formula for the ROP. Her experience in that arena really was able to help them make smart decisions that were fair and balanced for all the member districts. The CTE, the Continuing Education Pathways, Career Technical Education Pathways, brought us the aviation new pathway at Glendora High School this year, and really helped to work with the ROP to develop a balanced and productive pathway block for our students, ensuring that the students that are utilizing these pathways are going to find meaning in those pathways and to be moving forward out of our district into the best possible future for themselves. The partnership with Garner Holt that the Glendora Education Foundation is very grateful as far as that strategic partnership is concerned, and the innovative opportunity that brings to all of our kids. It's been an interesting couple of years financially speaking with the COVID funds that have come through, and Mrs. Vicar has been very proactive in making sure that we've been utilizing those funds to fill some gaps, some long-held gaps here in the district, and certainly her work with the maintenance and operations departments, the nutrition services team, all of her teams have produced some really wonderful results. So as I said, I will miss you very much, but I do sincerely wish you very well in your future endeavors. So thank you very much. I will not be here for the December board meeting, so I do want to wish all of our families and all of our students, all of our employees, a wonderful holiday season. I hope it brings everybody a lot of rest, a lot of time with family and friends, a break, a well-earned and well-deserved break for everyone, and we look forward to a bright and cheery happy, healthy 2024. So that's all this evening. I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Clifford.
Thank you, Madam President. I echo your sentiments for Ms. Vacker. I appreciate you very much. Just a couple of things I want the community to be aware of. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans that I missed on Saturday, and I haven't seen any of you, so to our school district employees and parents out there that are veterans. Glendora is one of those communities that celebrate that. We had Karen Davis, myself, Gary Boyer, the mayor, Jack Evanella, and some other Glendorans. We had a nice ceremony out in front of City Hall and celebrated Veterans Day with some speeches. Also, during that time, the Glendora High School Choir showed up and sang a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. And it was just an iconic spot. You're sitting right there at City Hall, looking at our beautiful San Gabriel Mountains at the intersection of Glendora Avenue and Foothill on a Saturday morning. Where else would you want to be? It was just wonderful. And I was, as I was driving there, I was singing my favorite Glendora song from Simon and Garfunkel, My Little Town, as loud as I could as I was driving across Foothill. So I'm sure I annoyed some people. And I challenged everybody that morning to do the same thing. It was good therapy. So in addition to that, I actually had breakfast with a gentleman that works in the Pentagon. His name is Mario Diaz. He's the Undersecretary of the Army. And he was out here perplexed about the decline in percentage of young men and women that enlist in the services, and was working through some of those issues. And again, I was very proud to be a Glendoran, because what do we have at the corner of Route 66 in Barranca but an Army recruitment center that his staff works at? And we really connected, and you'll be seeing more of our armed services in our district and around our campuses, trying to for our children to have the opportunity to understand the benefit of service to our community, to our country, for themselves, and also how it helps them get through the college process, eliminating student debt and other things that are really important for students these days. So I just wanted to let you know that that meeting happened, along with several other meetings that I had that pertain to the school district, whether they were emails or meetings that we had here. I want to remind our Glendorans that this Friday night, what is happening on Glendora Avenue? It's the holiday stroll. It's one of our favorite times. There's an in-and-out truck. There's all kinds of things happening with our. There is. I always, every year I bid on a thing for visiting angels. They have an in-and-out truck. You can buy a ticket and you can go in there, and it's a fun event. And yes, there is a truck there, and that's a lot of fun too. So don't forget that holiday stroll is a very nice event where the school district, the city, everybody gets together. It's kind of an amalgamation of our hometown values that I really appreciate. So that's an important thing to talk about. I also wanted to tell our citizens that at last week at this school out in the parking lot, Athens Services, your friendly local trash company, brought one of our beautiful trucks and one of the most interesting characters you're ever going to meet, Rocky, the recycling raccoon, came up here to meet with the TK and kindergartners, and it was a phenomenal time. They had a little swag bag that included a coloring book and some other things, and I think there were about 75 or 100 children that were out there, got to get up into a trash truck and take a picture, and it's just part of how we give back to our community. But I also wanted to share with you one of my favorite children's books. It's called Gary the Garbage Truck. It's one of my favorite. You could look it up. It's a fun book, and when you read it, it's hilarious fun. But it's just ironic that this book even exists. So that was just another. It was exactly for me, but it is a book that you could purchase, very educational, and it has a coloring part in the back and little games to play. It also mentions it also mentions Rick the recycling truck, but he's not on the cover.
I was gonna say it mentions Gary who's kind of stinky.
Yeah, the Gary the stinky garbage truck. That is true. Okay, so that was a really fun thing that we did up here, and again, it was out in the beautiful grass area with all the moms and dads and kids, and it was just a phenomenal time. I too enjoyed our meeting with our sister city in Nakamura. Is that what it? And the administrators and the teachers that we had in this very room. It was a very culturally enlightening and fun time to do that. So I wanted you guys to know that we all attended that. And two more things very quickly. I also wanted, every time we have a public speaker, I like to at least respond so they know I'm not brain dead up here. But I wanted to affirm my position on parental rights through our education. I mean, I'm an advocate for that. I'm going to keep trying to get that resolution at some point in time done. But I really think parents should be involved in every aspect of their children's education. And I mean that. And by the way, I haven't found one time where we haven't involved a parent. So kudos to our staff. But I just want everybody to know that I'll continue to be an advocate for that. And in closing, I definitely want to wish everyone in this community, especially our students and their families, a happy Thanksgiving. I think this is the last time we're going to be here. And Thanksgiving is one of those holidays I think that really fits this community. It's just one of those, again, traditional hometown holidays where everybody comes home, they're thankful for what we have. And I got to tell you, when you're in the weather in Southern California, when you're sitting in your backyard and you have a big spread out there and you're just looking up at these majestic foothills, it's really hard not to fall in love with this community. So happy Thanksgiving from the Cliffords to all of you out in the Unified School District world. And with that, I will yield back to you, Madam President.
Okay, I think I won't go down. I'm shortening my list. Mrs. Zakar, I am really going to miss you. Personally, you've been great, and you have, as Mrs. Reuter said, you've really done so much for this district. Most of the things that you've done, people don't know about, but we do, and I just want to know how much we appreciate and the value that you've brought to the district, so thank you. Little bit, attended some recognition, breakfast, brunch, lunches. It's always fun to do that. Enjoy seeing the students, recognizing them. I came to the cyber safety meeting. Really, it was really good. Not very well attended, which was sad, but there was a really good information. So if we have a chance, again, I think it's on the district website, right? So I think so if you want some more information about that, I would suggest that you look at it, because he's not boring, and he's entertaining. He has a lot of information. The Mocha visit, really enjoyed that. I've been to Japan a couple of times with Mocha, and if you get a chance, go to the zip line. I skipped. I do. They were so good. I skipped Tokyo and went to the zip lines with a couple of people that just from the Mocha district. Nobody else wanted to go, but it was worth it. Sorry, the kids didn't get to go. It was just the adults. The first time I went, he was scary. He kept shaking the thing, and I was afraid of heights.
Why would you do that? I don't recall that.
Oh, yes, you do. He was the principal of Japan, Goddard then. Anyway, holiday baskets. Thanks so much to all of the schools for all the donations and all the help, the Honor Society, and I don't know, everybody that came to help out. I know that we gave out over $30,000 in gift cards. We served 232 families. It was amazing. So it was really good. And if anybody wants to volunteer to take over the donation gathering and applications for people, let me know. My friend and I are getting ready to transition off that. Also went to Amelie. That was so good. Really enjoyed that. So much talent. And then on a personal note, told everybody else, my baby daughter is expecting identical twins. Yes, isn't that cool? Yes, and her baby will be a year old on Wednesday. Yeah, we're gonna have 3. Yeah, I mean, you probably won't see me in April because I will probably be in Utah with my daughter. So, I'm done.
Mrs. Garcia.
I'll keep it short. This is why I don't like one meeting a month. We have so much to share. There's so many activities that we all get to be a part of, and we want to share it out with you. I'd like to keep you abreast of everything that I do on my social media, so follow me if you want to know more of where I've been and what I'm doing. But 2 things that I do want to mention. First of all, I'd let it be known that this woman, everything that she said about Tracy, she doesn't have any notes. She said that from the top of, at first I looked over, I was like, she made a list? No, she didn't. She's worked with her long enough to know all the beautiful contributions that Tracy has brought to this district. I'm sad because I only got 1 year to work with you, and I'm gonna miss you too, but thank you for everything you've done. I feel like we need to sit down, and I think I texted you this, I need to download all that information that you have for us, because we're going to need some support as we move forward with all these things that you started and didn't get an opportunity to finish. But you've done such a tremendous job, and I know that our executive team is, on top of what you've been doing, and they can help us out. But thank you again for your service and your commitment to this district. I truly have seen it and appreciate it tremendously. I'll move on from that. Nakamura, Mocha. I am a Goddard parent, and I had the privilege of hosting a student from Mocha, and that was such a wonderful opportunity for our family. It was busy, super busy, but so amazing. We are a family that by 7 p.m., we're in our PJs, except on a meeting night. We're in our PJs, we're ready to be comfortable, but having that change of schedule to entertain our student, to show him Glendora, show him Southern California, and introduce him to our culture, our world, our food, was truly a blessing. I think it was a great opportunity for my kids as well to just experience that. I'm so grateful that that program is back, and hopefully here for many, many more years. It's been around for 30-somewhat years, I believe, and I'm so glad to continue that relationship with Mocha. Amelie. Wow. I really was very impressed with that show. And if you haven't attended any of our theater performances at the high school, I highly recommend that you make that a date night, take your kids, whatever it is. It's affordable, you're supporting our schools, and you will definitely see a lot of talent. It was incredible, and I'm so happy that I was able to go. I wanted to get tickets again for Saturday night, but apparently they sold out, and so we couldn't go again. So that was great. What else do I have? This is the last time we'll see you before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. There's a lot going on in the world and in our community. Let's take a moment and I truly am grateful for every one of you and your contributions and your service to our district, to our students, our teachers, our employees, everyone in the district that makes GUSD what it is. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you to the community of Glendora for making this home and for being welcoming to those that come to move here, looking for the promise of a welcoming community and an amazing school district. Let's continue to provide that for them. And again, a lot going on in the world, so let's remember to be kind. And I think that's all I have. Oh, and to the government students, thank you for being here. I hope you can come every meeting.
Oh, they said. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll talk to Mr. Smith about extending that assignment. Mr. Lopez.
Now, I will actually be short. Congrats again. Well, I guess compared to others. But congrats again to our Red Ribbon Week winners. Great job. It's hard to put yourself out there and to put something together that people get to judge, especially when you're a TK student, right? Exactly. Congratulations, Todd, and welcome to Glendora Unified and helping us with our Personnel Commission. Got a chance to attend the GEF STEAM event, which was really fun to watch all of a lot of little kids, a lot of little students were out there putting things together, and it was fun to watch, and also to watch our choirs perform and things like that. So definitely a K-12 event. Congratulations to our students who worked on the Mission 17 project. We've been hearing about that for a lot, and it blasted off. Tracy, thanks to you. Thanks for all the work that you've put in to Glendora Unified and the innovation that you have brought. Congratulations on your new job, and good luck in your new endeavor. And lastly, happy Thanksgiving to the community of Glendora. We're a great community, and it's wonderful to be a part of that.
That was concise. Good job. We'll all take notes. Okay, that's all from the comments from the members of the Board of Education. I'll turn it over to Dr. DeGrazia for his superintendent report.
I don't know if I can be that short, Mr. Lopez, but I'll do my best. First and foremost, and much thanks to the person to my direct right, Ms. Tracy Vicar, as an active and well-respected member of our executive cabinet. On behalf of the district, we thank her for her dedication, her inspiration, and her innovation, and probably some perspiration, throughout the almost 3 years that she's been with us. And all the number of things that have been talked about this evening happened really in 2.5 years. Those types of things in other districts take 5 to 10 years. So Tracy, thank you for your time, what you've done, and we wish you only the best and success for you and your family going forward. Thank you. The second trimester is certainly underway. It's off to a big start. We have elementary parent-teacher conferences, as was remarked by Gwen earlier. Thanksgiving break, something that the students in the first couple rows might be aware of, is happening next week. Classes will resume on the 27th. We've heard about the foundation, and the STEAM night was a very successful event, first event at the bus depot in downtown Glendora ever held. So I would say over 200 people easily attended that widely successful event. Giving Tuesday is their next major event, which will take place the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, November 28th, and that's where school-based goals, along with a matching donor, are tried or attempted to be reached or succeeded or passed to allow for the schools to obtain those such items. Mission 17 project, we heard a lot about that, lifted off, was aboard SpaceX on the mission to the International Space Station. Kudos to all involved. The work for Mission 18 is beginning now. We will involve more students this year than last. And we appreciate the work of not only those students who won with the winning project, but on our website you can go to see all of the information related to the project that went up to the space station, but also to our honorable mention projects. There's 2 additional projects there, and it describes their project and what they went through, so that's all there as well. Dual language immersion meeting on the 8th went very, very well attended. The information and a FAQ is linked on the Glendora website. We will be starting at Sutherland next year a 50-50 model, meaning that 50 native and English speakers and 50 native Spanish speakers for our class, and also 50-50 in the aspect that 50% is taught in English during the class, 50% in Spanish, and that will be at the kindergarten level. Our student advisory committee was held last week for our second meeting of the year. Very thoughtful, again, very honest, reflective, insight, wonderful input from all sides covering a variety of topics. Outstanding input all the way around. Our parent advisory committee We'll be meeting in early December, I believe on December 7th is our first meeting there. And as has been expressed by many on the dais this evening, we wish all Glendora Unified families, staff, and the broader GUSD community a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your well-deserved break, and we will see you all on the 27th. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that report. We're going to move on to our discussion action items. Item 5.2, approve/ratify the Memorandum of Understanding for the Career Technical Education Incentive Grant, CTIG, as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
I would like to second that one. Any questions or comments? Dr. Prince, are you able to tell us a little bit about what the Career Technical Education Incentive Grant is? Mrs. Vicar? Okay, you know what? Dr. DeGrazia, I have on my original ones right here. You can't tell me I'm pointing to the wrong people 100 times tonight.
That's the correct agenda.
Right here,
We actually
right here.
we both know this, but thank you very much. Obviously CT is a love of mine. So the CT grant actually is a matching grant that we work on with ROP. It's to help bring deliverables to our secondary programs and create stronger and better pathways. And that memorandum of understanding is allowing us to be able to move forward with that relationship and that work. So that is what you have before you this evening. It is a collaborative effort between business services and ed services, and then the vision with our leadership at the schools.
Wonderful. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Approve/ratify the delegate authority pursuant to Ed Code Section 17604 to award the contract for the Cal-Shape project as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Mrs. Vicar, you can tell us about this one, please.
Thank you. So we're really excited to bring this to you this evening. So Cal-Shape has actually helped support us with several different really great energy projects. We received a couple different grants already that have been awarded to us. This RFQ will allow for that work to be done. This is actually very defined work, and this particular piece of the RFQ is centered around bringing in CO2 sensors and filters. It is basically a math formula that's already been decided within the grant. However, we wanted to make this a very fair process, and therefore we are doing an RFQ, and we are inviting vendors to be able to participate, and then we will select the best one that will help and serve the community here in Glendora.
Will you please tell us what an RFQ is?
Yes, it's a request for qualifications. And so basically, you could probably have several vendors that meet the qualification list, but what you're looking for is the one that will be able to meet your timelines, be the best partner, be able to work with that relationship between the district and the vendor.
And for all of our friends viewing from home, I want to make sure everybody understands that this is a big step towards the process of replacing the HVAC systems at both middle schools. We recognize that this is a major problem, and our team here is doing everything they can to get the funds necessary in order to be able to do that. If you'll remember a few meetings ago, there were some issues, and I just want everybody, our employees especially, and our students and our families, but the community to understand that we are really, as a team, doing everything we can to address those issues.
And President Reuter, although Cal-Shape 1 doesn't necessarily address that particular thing, it allows us to be able to move forward for Cal-Shape 2.
Thank you for that clarification. Yes. It's an important clarification, but it is what we're trying to do. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We're now going to move on to the consent items. The Board of Education may consider agenda consent items as a whole or as individual divisions. Any item may be removed by a member of the Board of Discussion and possible action. Sorry. Would anybody like to pull any individual consent items?
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve consent items 7.1 through 10.2 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The consent items pass unanimously. The final item for the evening is adjournment. May I have a motion for adjournment? Okay, I learned this when our friends from Japan were here about the way that you end a meeting, okay? And I'm gonna do this for everything that I do for the rest of my life. Anytime I'm done with a meeting, anytime I'm tired of talking to my family, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so there's this series of clapping and it's, hold on. Okay, so it's a 3-beat clap, right? And we're gonna clap that 3-beat clap 3 times, ba-ba-ba, 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 and then 1 big clap. And then that's how we're gonna join the meeting. Is everybody ready? I'm looking at you 3, okay? So it's a 3-beat clap. Ba-ba-ba, 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 whap, okay? Ready? Wait a minute, we gotta try it one more time. We gotta try it one more time. Okay, ready? Ba-ba-ba, 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 ba. Ready? Yeah. Count it down. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey! We're adjourned at 8:04 p.m. I encourage you all to adopt that tradition in your house as well.